I'm going. I'm just like, I mean, we were at like
How many
already.
listeners are we at? Or how many subscribers are we at?
Oh, we're at over 1,400 downloads. Yeah, we're averaging almost 100 per show.
I've even shared it a couple times recently.
Wow, Fern. Thanks.
That's nutty.
That is huge.
Are you ready?
And
Here
we're
we
on
go.
spot. Oh.
Previously, right?
Yep. Here we go.
Here we go.
Previously on Something About Nothing.
It's like going, if you go over to Tracy and the Mister's house, it's like going to IKEA.
No, it's
Yeah.
So you have sofas everywhere.
Sofas everywhere.
Soup
But you
in the
don't have to-
kitchen.
Soup,
But you don't have to put
meatballs,
them together. Like
Sounds
Yes.
more like a swingers pad to me.
Oh, you want to
whatever
knew
works.
that
was coming.
Whatever works.
Sorry.
You're listening to Something About Nothing. We've got a few folks just like you to talk about
Now we're
what's
going to hear it
happening in
or what?
sports.
You're not
The
going to hear
news
it.
of the day.
Oh, that's really, okay. Hi. Hey, that's me.
Oh, because it was funny?
It was very funny. I always enjoy that's part of the program that I love. We do this
Was that
every
a new
time.
one?
It was a new one. I
Oh.
put together new ones for you every time.
And I feel like I know that's when we got started.
That's right. And
Okay, all
since
right,
it's
all
been
right.
like a
Here you
year and a
go.
half since we've done this, it's
We
a
can
little
restart it.
It's a
We're
little
redoing it.
reminder.
At your request.
Well, he loves me for this.
I can see it all over his
That's
face.
quite the
love.
cord he's got
My
plugged into
level
that
of
phone.
maintenance level, it
It just keeps rising.
you have sofas everywhere.
Sofas
Soup
everywhere.
in the kitchen.
Soup,
But you don't have to
meatballs,
put them
Did you
together.
not hear it?
Sounds more like
I
a
could just
swingers
hear it, but
pad.
it came in. You should
Wow.
want us to hear this
Hello.
because you're the line. You are the punchline.
previously on Something About Nothing.
It's like going, if you go over to Tracy and the Mister's house, it's like going to IKEA.
No, it's
Yeah.
Take 3.
Previously on Something About Nothing.
Oh, I went to set
It's
the
like
phone
going,
down.
if you go over to
was
Tracy and
that?
the Mister's house, it's like going to IKEA.
No, it's
Yeah.
You have sofas everywhere.
Sofas everywhere.
Soup in the
You don't have to-
kitchen.
Soup,
But you don't have to
meatballs,
put them together. Like
Sounds more like a swingers pad to me.
whatever
Knew
works.
that was
coming.
Whatever works. You're listening to Something About Nothing. We've got a few folks just like you to talk about what's happening in sports, the news of the day, and the absurdity of life. Here's our host, Scott Oshman.
Okay.
Scotty, baby.
Third time is a charm. My goodness. Welcome back. We're at Fred's Rivertown Ale House here downtown Snohomish. Just
Hey, I wanna
about 30,
make
40
an
minutes.
announcement.
Yes. Oh, Todd
We are
Elvig
actually
is here, by the way.
live.
We
We're
are
live?
actually streaming
We are
live.
live. Streaming live.
We are live.
Yep.
I like it.
Timothy B.
Is
Boyle.
there a 6-second buzz out for my profanity?
There's not. We're going to go ahead with the profane.
Whoa.
We'll
Uh-oh.
make this PG
Yee.
rated.
Okay, I like
That's-
it.
Can
The-
you have profane with
Although I
PG?
think Fern swears more than I do.
Speaking of Fernalicious here. Fernalicious.
Hola.
Yeah.
Back from Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Fantastic
And then
country.
a little shout out, TracyJansen.com. She is sick, feeling ill today. Couldn't quite.
I got
get
a
here.
question about how many sick days do you give everybody? 'Cause
Well-
Fern's used one, now Tracy's using one. I think Todd was sick one day.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I
how
think
many?
I might have come to work, though. Did
I think
come?
Well,
he did
she-
show up. He's a Republican. He
My
showed
only
up.
beef with Tracy is she posted this morning. This is the thing, and I'll introduce our special guest in a second. She's like, taught a yoga class and did something else today, and she's sick, and then she can't do the podcast. I mean, what
Well, does she have a doctor's note?
I mean, what's the what? What's up with that?
Yeah, that's what
Come on, Trixie.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Our special guest today, he'll be chiming in. He's later new Jerry Flores with us here. Jerry, how are you?
Good.
Welcome, Jerry.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
I'm kind of starting to
Absolute-
feel sorry for Jerry. He has no idea what he just got into.
Yeah, a new little segment called Words with Jerry coming up. We're really happy that he's here. But I want to start off with, as usual, just a little bit of some housekeeping and the fact that we're finally back. And I think we actually have a schedule now where we might actually pump out like 3 or 4 in a row of these bad boys, possibly in the next few weeks.
I don't know. I'm not feeling good already.
Oh,
Tim
you're
has
already
a sick day.
Tim's scheduling a 6
It's a
day.
mental health day.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, you should be recovered. You were in Hawaii, right?
That is very true.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're
we'll
gonna
get there too.
No, we're gonna get to that right now. As a matter of fact.
Oh, hey, nice
I want
segue.
to start. I want to start with Fern from Argentina. That's further than Hawaii, isn't it?
It is
Just
a
a
little
little.
bit further.
So
It's a-
tell
Let's
us
see,
about the trip.
5-hour trip to Houston, plane ride to Houston, 10 hours from Houston to Buenos Aires on a plane, and then 8-hour bus ride. Out to the-
8-hour bus ride?
Yeah, out to the
That
hunting
was like the
lodge.
little bonus.
I was like,
Whoa.
surprise. You're going. And the thing was, it was a surprise because we thought we were 4 hours from Buenos Aires, and there's a bit of a language barrier. And so we get on the bus, and somebody says, well, how far? And he says, oh, probably 7. 7? What do you mean 7? I thought it was 4. We're all looking at each other. 4, 7. He must have misunderstood us. Okay, so we are going down the road. It is not just 7, it's 8. 8 hours out there. Anyway.
Well, it was the
it
time
was-
zone change,
Not.
Was that kilometers? Did you guys get confused there?
I can tell you the other thing is the crazy way they drive in Argentina. I'm like, you just don't even look. Trust me. You do not look out the window. You just let them do their thing.
I know
But-
what you're talking about. I was
Oh.
in Bali, Indonesia once, and you can't look out the window.
Don't look.
You'll get sick because there's no rules. Everybody's just coming at you. And
Oh, they are. And it really is not who gets to the intersection first. It's who aggressively gets to the
it's like a game of chicken or whatever it's called.
And you got people crossing in the sidewalks and car. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And
But
you were there for a long time because one of my notes is about, a lot of we're getting texts from our loyal listeners saying, why is there not a new episode? Why, people? Why?
Yeah.
One of the reasons is Fernalicious is out for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We were there 12 days.
She was on a hunting expedition.
I
saw all
know.
the pictures. She's going to be in like National Geographic or something, or Outdoor Magazine with her guns. Don't take her guns away from her.
Yeah. No, it was bow and arrow.
That's true. A
That's
bow
right.
and arrow.
Don't take those either.
And
Yeah.
I didn't shoot any of those either. I just ate I ate my entire 12 days, ate like no other, and drank wine, and soaked up the sun.
So what's the big takeaway from Buenos Aires? I mean, what if you said, hey, I'm thinking about going there. Should I go there? What?
We had the nicest people that hosted us, and I am super thankful that not only did we get to see the city of Buenos Aires, which was beautiful and it's old, nothing like here.
A little
but
bigger
we-
than Snohomish, I
yeah,
hear.
a little bit. 10 million people.
Ooh.
A lot of people. But we got to see the country, and I love the country. I don't feel like
Well, you're a country girl.
I know. And the people there that hosted us, they took such good care of us, and they were friendly and nice, and it was a lifetime trip, I got to tell you. I'm so thankful I got to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Joe the Cougar went with her.
Joe the Cougar went with me.
Cougar Joe.
Cougar Joe, excuse me.
Yeah.
Tim, how was your trip to Hawaii? By the way, I didn't go anywhere, but go ahead. How was your trip?
And I feel bad for her.
I know you do.
It was good. We went to the Big Island. We,
Oh, you
did
were
a
over
little.
at Kona.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
well,
it.
we're a little north of Kona and
Yeah.
Waikoloa, and we went to the other side, over to Hilo, and
You did?
did a little. We saw whales jumping out of the water from the beach, which was absolutely fantastic. That was just a total surprise. We weren't even expecting that, and they're
What, did
jumping like crazy humpbacks, and you
Did
could
it-
see them literally right from the beach.
Did it rain in Hilo?
It not really. It rained a little bit on the. You got to go over a pass to get over there, and rained a little bit on the way, but no, not really.
This travel segment brought to you by
Water.
Water, the greatest name in oceans.
How long were you guys there?
We were there a week.
A week. Okay.
Yeah.
Week.
Sweet.
It's nothing.
Just a week.
Jerry,
Not-
where'd you go over the spring break?
I've been here, just chilling,
With me. We were
Yeah.
hanging out, Jerry and I.
watching the
What?
game.
Todd, I know where you were.
Nothing.
Everett Community College. You had
Nap.
32 games, STSBN.
32 games over 6 days.
Whoa, that many, really?
It's
That's
brutal.
insane.
It's
I'm
grueling.
exhausted just listening to that.
Spectacular basketball, though.
Yep.
And WAC.
Very good.
I was there for a
Scott
couple
came
of
and
them.
helped.
Yep, I was there for 2 or 3 or 4,
Sweet.
something like that. I think 4. I don't remember. Okay, excellent. That's good. I like it. Remember, people, letters at somethingaboutnothing.com. You can send us your tunes. We're going to feature a great band today, which we'll hear shortly. But we got to go into the sports because it is my favorite, the greatest sports weekend of all time, the NCAA March Madness.
Now, you think this weekend or like the weekend?
Well, the
it
first
starts?
weekend is my
Yeah,
favorite.
Yeah.
The Thursday, Friday,
Everything
Saturday, Sunday.
Were
crazy's
there
going
not
on.
some phenomenal games that first weekend? I mean, like, amazing
Yes.
games.
And brackets were just shattered everywhere.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I didn't only because I didn't have one.
You didn't have one?
I didn't have a bracket this year because I was in Argentina.
Boyle, you had like 4, didn't you?
4 bracket. I
Yeah.
think I did have about 4, and they got progressively worse each time I filled it out too.
What was your favorite? And then, of course, the The Cinderella this year, Loyola, or as
Yeah,
my
yeah.
friend Replay Rob says, Loyola, because he's from Chicago. He says Loyola.
Is that what they call it?
I don't know. He's the only one I've ever heard say
I've
that.
never heard that.
Isn't
But-
it Loyola?
Loyola.
I say, yeah, you hear Loyola, Chicago. They're this number 11 seed.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean, 98 years old.
What's really crazy is they actually won the NCAA championship in 1963. So you would never think a school like that would win an NCAA championship, but hey, now they're on the
Well,
verge
they've
of
been
another
to
one.
the big dance
They've
and
won
won
the
it.
whole thing.
No
yeah.
kidding.
And Sister Jean was there.
She was not.
Yes.
And they had the
True
guy who was
story.
on the team there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sister
fantastic.
Jean was involved. You know, she was
She
there. and-
cheerleading.
I don't know.
No, she gives
don't-
this.
I don't
She
know what
does the
she did.
prayer
Yeah, the
before
prayer.
Oh, even
Yeah.
then she
Yeah.
did?
every single game. Apparently,
That's crazy.
I mean, I wasn't there. I wasn't born yet. But anyway,
Me either.
But that really is a true Cinderella story. You got number 11 seed in the Final Four.
In the Final Four.
well, and then
yeah.
my bracket just burst into flames immediately
You
on
mean
the
with
second
Arizona
day.
giving
No,
up?
Virginia.
Virginia.
Oh,
The most
Virginia.
epic loss in the history of the tourney.
It's not only is it the first time a number one's lost, they were the overall number one.
The 16th
Yeah.
seed beat
and they
them.
didn't just they got beat by 20 points by
That's-
a team that sounds like a community college. Was it University of
UM
Massachusetts, Baltimore County?
Yeah.
I mean,
kind
that's
of.
the
Jerry's
name of the
going,
Jerry's
stud.
like, yeah.
What do you
That
mean when you
was.
say kind of? Did I have it wrong?
Is it Massachusetts?
Isn't it University of Massachusetts, Baltimore County?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I had to look. I literally had no idea where it was. I think
I've
I'm
never
not
heard
alone
of
there.
it. Yeah.
How did they manage to beat Virginia?
It was terrible. They didn't even show up. They looked like they. I was just depressed because I like the way Virginia plays. It's old school. Tony
Yeah.
Bennett, ex,
Former Coug coach.
Coug coach. The knock on them, they can't score, but this year they could score just enough. They just came off the ACC tourney, beating a very good North Carolina team, which apparently isn't that good because they got knocked out as well. But I just was like a 16-1, and we were talking about this last week. I'm like, that is epic. That's historic. That's a big deal. And a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, I saw that coming. Because this year, all the 800 transfers, the fact that Power 5 D1 kids are now, showing up at mid-major schools.
Yep.
It's going to happen
that
again.
is the big reason why people always have their own theories why these small schools do so well. And I think we talked about it the other night. Is my theory is because these small schools have seniors playing on their team,
Yeah,
and all these
that
big
too.
schools don't. They leave after their freshman year or whatever.
Yeah.
They're one and done, and you just can't put a price on senior leadership on a team, and that's why. And these
And if those-
small schools want it. You got that.
Yeah, they've been
leadership
playing for
and-
that 4 years. This is they're going out. They're going to go out with style.
And the
like
leadership, you cannot replace that.
Absolutely not.
Especially when you got a bunch of seniors and juniors playing a bunch of freshmen.
Absolutely.
They may have more talent, but you got people that are more mature and wiser.
Well, they're only the fourth team in the history as an 11 seed to make the Final Four. LSU, George Mason, and VCU before them.
Yep.
That's fantastic. I like it.
It's unbelievable.
I
And
like
they're
the
gonna,
story of it. It's like and it's not the script, that it's going to be all the one seeds are going to show up at the Final Four.
But see,
so
like Jerry
I like
came over one night and started watching. Jerry's like, "Hey, I haven't really been, into this." And my point to any casual viewer, it's just unbelievably entertainment because it is David against Goliath, and that's what's so fun is the upsets. You just never know, and there's always superstars and heroes that come out of.
Come out of nowhere.
Yes.
I love it.
So, and I don't watch any college basketball the rest of the year. But when March Madness, I'm just like, who's playing? What time is it? We got to watch.
And
I
it
gotta
starts at
bracket.
9 a.m.
I know. I could watch, when the first weekend, you watch all day long.
That's
2 days,
right.
3 days in a row, 4 days in a row.
There's a conflict for Scott tonight, though, because the Kennel Club has got the dog show going.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank
yeah.
goodness you can get that on demand.
Were you going to do the play-by-play of the?
He's
I was
got that
called, but I had a conflict.
DVR.
They called.
I was called to do that, but I had a conflict here tonight.
We're glad you
Right.
chose
When are they
us.
going to let the designer dogs into those, like the cockapoos and the?
Well, it's
all
like that
those-
one ad. No, like the one ad about the Buick or whatever. She's like, "Oh, they let poodles," and the gal's like, "No, it's a poodle cross,
Oh, yeah.
spaniel cross." She names like
Yes.
18 different breeds. I mean, that's like going to Starbucks. A double tall
Oh.
latte, no whip.
what's funny about the dogs now is when you have an accidental, when you got like a mixed breed, now they're a designer dog, and they used to be free to a good home, and now
right.
they're more expensive.
Oh,
You know, you mix them, and it's like, oh, this mud is $900.
and not only that, you can take them anywhere. Literally anywhere.
Well, not in the overhead compartment of the plane.
oh, that's
Too soon?
that's a spoiler right there. That's
Was that a spoiler?
Moving on quickly.
Okay.
Hey,
Timothy.
Hey, sports fans, this is going to get local, but an off topic. I'm going to lead in with this. I call Tim. I'm irate. I'm driving to the YMCA. Well, I have a little story there as well, of course, but Tracy's not here to defend the Y. But I turn on sports radio. It's the Monday after the first weekend of the tournament. I listen to the two, KJR and 710. For 10, 15 minutes, at like 7:45, 8 o'clock or whatever, there's no mention of the tournament, and they're talking Seahawks, which
The whole time.
I was irate at. I'm like, how can they do that? But getting to the Seahawks, because we did it right, we did tourney talk first. My whole thing with the Seahawks, Tim, everything must go.
That's a yard sale.
It is a yard sale. We're not going to recognize any players next year.
And the players,
liquidation.
the players
There's a
they're getting.
liquidation sale going on.
Just like it is. It's like free stuff. Come
what's
pick it up.
happened?
I know, it's the Salvation Army or something. And the players we're getting, it's like I've never heard of them. I mean, Ed Dixon, yeah, I kind of heard of him, but some of these players we're picking up, it's like, who are these scrubs? It's like,
So
where'd they pick these? They go to Home Depot and pick these guys up?
Oh, that's just not right there.
What?
Look at
well,
that.
that's okay.
Okay, so
Fern.
No, I didn't mean that the way
I'm
you
just-
think
Yeah,
I might
I
have
know.
meant.
I am just
we
curious.
have-
What is the big sale? I mean, like, are we
Well,
just
first of
trying
all,
to clean
Sherman
house?
goes.
But I mean,
There's some
is
defensive
there a little
linemen
bit
I'm
of
not gonna
reason
mention.
for each person, which is a little bit different? Oh, why are we not going to mention Bennett?
Just because I'm trying to.
Come
Oh,
on,
tease
come
my
we're
on.
gonna- the Bennett thing, you know, like I said earlier, I was number one on the bandwagon, wanting him gone years ago. Well, now he's being indicted by a grand jury for a felony.
Yes,
Did
and
you see that?
he could get 10 years.
How could we not see it,
10
Tim? You
years.
texted
Because I
it to us.
I'm
well,
like,
I know,
10
but
years.
this is all for radio here. 10
They're
years,
saying
I know.
he could go to prison for 10 years.
He's exactly what I've been saying he is
Unbelievable.
for.
He's not
I
gonna,
know.
but
I know.
it's,
Well, and he's got and then and he had the whole Vegas thing where he made up the story about
Oh,
the
ridiculous.
cops gonna, blow his effing head off, and
And Sherman,
But I think
he's
it's-
gone, and then he, of course, they're happy as heck in San Francisco.
well, that's what I was reading today was the number one trades or what's changes that have happened for teams this year. So for San Francisco, it's picking up Sherman, and for the Jets, it's picking up, or the Eagles, it's picking up Bennett. And it's like, oh, so they're calling those number one that's their best move in the offseason so far.
But the biggest
I'm
question,
like, really? And we let them go.
we've let everybody go.
again, everything must go.
and they're
Sal.
talking about Earl Thomas letting him
Yeah.
go, and that's the Sherman thing is going to hurt us. I'm a big fan of getting rid of Bennett. The Sherman thing, I think, is going to bite us in the rear because I think he had a lot of good years left, and
Oh yeah.
he was a shutdown corner. I mean, they didn't even throw to that side of the field, so I think that's going to be painful. If we lose Sherman and Earl Thomas, we're dead in the water because we don't know if Cam Chancellor's coming back, right?
I think it's questionable.
Yeah,
I was gonna
very
say, are any of them
But-
any of them coming back?
But do you
We
think?
got Russell, right? We know he's coming
McDougal.
back.
Well, that's all. Russell's going to play every spot because that's all we can afford now. We got to
Right?
go. We got to go to the dollar store.
Well, Scott and I have had that debate for years. Since we paid Russell Wilson, we can't afford anybody else now.
Nothing. Literally.
Look, and you're watching it play out.
We can.
Exactly. That's why everything's on sale and it's going out the door.
It's Taco
It's a-
Bell the rest of the year. That's all we can do.
Drop the
nothing-
chalupa.
There's nothing else we can afford.
Oh my god.
Oh God. Okay,
So
but
disappointing though.
whoa, hey,
Can I
wow,
get your attention?
that is very loud.
Did you have something to say,
Did
Todd?
we need to go to break?
I think we do. It's about 15 minutes. So that's a little sports talk here. We will come.
I don't think we're finished, though.
Well, no, we'll get back to it. But it is throwing plates. That is the band you're hearing. And I am so excited because you guys know I love the Tony Kornheiser show. And what I did was I went to Tony Kornheiser. He plays original bands. And I went and listened to these musics, and I emailed these guys and said, hey, we're not quite Tony Kornheiser, although we're we are on a hockey stick swing here.
Yeah, we're on track,
We're going
dude.
crazy. Throwing Plates, they're based out of Washington, D.C. area. This song is called Enough to Go Around. It's off their self-titled album. Plus, you got to love the name, Throwing Plates.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we'll feature those guys. We'll hear, and you can hear the entire song at the end of the podcast. But we will take a quick break, and we'll come back. I know there's one other thing, maybe, if not 10 other things you want to talk about the Seahawks or other sports. And then we'll also get into what is next. See, it's so long. Oh, we're going to talk with Jerry Flores, who's here with us at Fred's Rivertown Ale House right after this.
All right, you're off.
Oh, yeah, and I'll pump the band again.
Are you ready?
Okay, back here. This is Throwing Plates. It's the featured original band here, again, out of the Washington, D.C. area. Big, huge thank you to James, everybody. James Britton, Jamie Boyd, and Doug Imoff. Past 3 years, Throwing Plates, independently booked and performed over 250 shows.
Wow.
250.
They're like Todd Elvick. They're working every night.
They are, and received awards from the Songwriters Association of Washington and Mid-Atlantic Songwriters Contest. That's the Washington, not this Washington we're in, the Seattle area. But also, they had some cool stuff. 2015, well-known songwriter, producer Mark Williams. So impressed with Throwing Plates. He led to working with them on their recording debut right here, July 29, 2016. Off their album, you're hearing the song Enough to Go Around off the self-titled album Throwing Plates. The big shout out, because we actually have quite a few listeners in the D.C. area. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
I didn't know we were that nationwide.
We are.
Trump.
And if you're in the D.C. area, yeah, Trump listens.
Make America great again.
Oh, yeah, he's listening. There's no doubt in my mind. They're playing a show in the Washington, D.C. area April 6th at a venue called Pearl Street Warehouse. They're opening for another D.C. band called Beanstalk Library. Love the names of these.
Those are great names.
We're so happy, and thank you for being on the show. And go check them out. They're available anywhere, everywhere you can check out tunes, Spotify, iTunes, all online retailers. So thank you to the Throwing Plates. What else did you want to throw in before we get to Words with Jerry
I don't know.
about sports?
What else?
About the Seahawks? Oh, the big question is, what are they doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, man, what are you doing?
How much? And then the funny thing is they've gotten rid of Jimmy Graham, Sherman,
Luke Wilson.
Bennett, Luke Wilson. Oh, and Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
And they got
And
rid of
Richardson.
Richardson.
We
Yeah.
were bummed out about that.
Oh, and all this money they've freed up, and then I've heard two different reports. One report said, "Oh, they've only freed up $12 million," and then one report says $40 million. So it
Well,
seems
that's
like
not
it should
even
be like
close.
$80 million. I mean, but I don't know.
news.
What are they doing with all this money they're freeing up?
Gee, shocking. We don't know what the truth is.
Fake
Yeah,
news.
exactly. Well, CNN was reporting.
But do
12
you
million.
still believe? That was below the belt right there. Do you?
Oh, you work for CNN now?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
You're just
But
tied
I-
to them emotionally.
Well, no.
Oh,
actually, I'm
no.
not tied to them emotionally.
Come on now.
I agree. It's a polarizing. They have their audience. Fox has theirs. We always everything ties into that. But let me ask you this:
Okay.
do you still believe in Schneider, John Schneider, general manager of the Seahawks, and Pete Carroll, who I said was going to retire?
So that's what I was wondering too, because what's this guy's name? Tim Boyle. He was complaining about all these no names that we're obtaining. However, we didn't know the name Sherman. We didn't know Earl. We didn't know Chancellor. I mean, the list goes on and on about all the people that we didn't know that they had magic somehow.
That's
We didn't know
because,
Pro-Size.
In fairness, they drafted those people.
But I'm just-
these people have been in
and
the
then we
league for a
developed
few
them.
years. These people are like second-hand people.
But maybe we're freeing up this money because the draft is coming up and we're getting ready.
It could be.
See?
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm not giving up on it. So,
Okay, do you believe in him or not?
I'm on the fence right now.
I kind of am too, but
I'm on the fence.
I want to believe.
I like some of the things they did. I like getting rid of they got rid of Darrell Bevel, which
You
Oh
can
my
talk-
God! Yeah, this is
I mean,
literally
come
like.
on.
I mean, this is the year of Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
Oh,
so a
yeah,
lot of things
Bevel's
played.
gone, too.
Yeah, that was
Right.
and Bennett and Bevel were I was on that bandwagon literally day one, but I didn't like those guys. So I was happy about that.
You can hire them for consulting now. Bennett and Bevel.
Well,
The Bennett Bevel Show?
I might have to go to. Well, Bennett might be in jail with what's coming up against him.
He's going to have his own podcast.
Yeah.
God. Is that
Prison Diaries?
Jerry, you're shaking your head like, no, you don't believe in them. You think they're doing you wrong.
I'm a Broncos fan.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Jerry,
Where's Hillary when you need her?
I know. Jerry, that's right. You came over
Broncos.
proudly wearing the Broncos.
Now, why are you a Broncos fan?
I don't know. My parents are both from Denver, so I kind of grew up like, okay, you gotta like them. And I mean, the Seahawks were good, and I did, they're a good team, but they fell off a couple years ago.
Have you been here your whole life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
you're a
Broncos fan,
wow.
yeah. But
That's interesting because I was a good mom and I raised my son to be a Seahawks fan. He's not.
What is he?
He's a Vikings fan.
Yeah, baby.
Go Vikings.
Vikings.
I'm like,
Interesting.
What kind of?
Yeah,
this is
you're from
obviously
Minnesota.
a parent fail.
Well,
I'm
you
a
raised
Vikings
your daughter right because she's a Coug, so we'll give you that.
She's
All
a
right.
Coug and a Seahawk.
Jerry Flores here, freshman at Cascadia, local school here. And Jerry, you're in the grade with a lot of our kids, actually, my daughter. But you came over the summer, graduation parties, whatnot, and you have like a whole phenomenal language that I had never heard of. I was telling these guys, again, for me, I'm 100 years old, live here, throwing shade. I'd never really heard that until Jerry in last August. Then, of course, I heard it every day, everywhere. Jerry, there's a couple ones that, you got to throw it down. You got to explain. Do you want me to say the word?
Well, throwing shade, I need to hear I don't know what that means.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Jerry, what's that mean?
Is that like throwing, put your sunglasses on?
Nah. It's just like talking smack behind somebody's back.
That's throwing shade.
Yeah.
I would have got that.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Like
because
you're-
you do it a lot.
It's like Yiddish word of the
I
week all of a sudden. Okay, what about flexing?
Flexing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing was that is most of the stuff is like from music, right?
Yeah.
But like, you would think flexing, oh, they're physically flexing, but it's just like they're flexing their fits.
Their fits?
Yeah, their fits or their outfits,
Oh, their outfits.
Yeah,
See,
their
this is
they're
exactly.
looking good. They're
They're-
making it.
yeah.
Yeah, they're making a statement.
They're flexing their look.
And Jerry comes in, he's like, I'm always flexing.
I mean, not
Flexing
now,
their
but-
fits. Their fits.
fit-
Come on, don't you know what their fits are?
Well, I do now.
I do too.
But I thought it was flexing was like you're just cocky, you're confident, you got a swagger, like
A
you're
little
flexing.
bit.
Yeah, I would say,
Little
yeah.
bit.
Okay, well, I don't want to ask my dad what flexing means when you get him on the air because it's not that. Okay, what else? The other ones is you were talking about now in school. You're trying to get the ladies, see what's going on there. Tell me about how that goes. The whole snack thing or something.
Oh, yeah, so the new term that was recently came out, I don't like it, but it's the new thing. It's snacks. You call a girl a snack if she's like good looking. You're like, oh man, she's a snack. Yeah.
Now, see, is that horrible to you? Because the other question I
I
had
am
for Jerry,
appalled.
the other thing I had for Jerry was,
She's a snack.
Wow.
do the gals?
Because of course I'm picturing my daughter now. It's
Yeah.
like really I don't.
Well, so
don't-
am I.
Yeah.
No, my daughter, not your daughter.
Well,
No.
oh, I'm going to have to edit that. That's not going
Does-
to work at all.
Do the guys call the girls? Is it both sides?
Oh,
here?
is it? Yeah, gender.
I'm not sure. I mean, I mostly hear this from the guys, I mean, it's just such a weird phrase that we're just like, okay, let's mess with it. This girl's a vending machine, It's just like, we don't know, It's just stupid.
But snack. She's a
Agreed.
good snack, huh?
Well, we don't know if she's a good
that
snack.
could
She might be a
violate the
bad
hashtag
snack.
Me Too movement.
Yeah, that's probably a little.
Uh,
Now the other thing is like.
Can I get your attention?
Snake, who's Snake?
That's Snake is just like somebody that's fake,
No, not real.
Oh,
Not, yeah.
like slimy slithery.
Not real sincere.
car salesman. Snake.
Okay. And then VVS Diamonds.
VVS Diamonds. I got that one from music. The rappers, all they talk about now in these days, Migos, like, oh, look at my chains, VVS, dancing, cardio. It's just so out there,
VVS, what is
So
that?
if you see something or anything like, oh my
Vacation
God,
Bible
that's
School.
freaking awesome.
Oh, that's
total.
VVS.
That's total VVS.
No.
How do you use it in a sense, Jerry? Can you tell I'm struggling?
Is VVS? Does it mean? I mean, is it the acronym?
It's like a diamond, like diamonds. I'm pretty sure. Like
Yeah, VVS, like clarity of
Oh,
a
VVS
diamond.
is the clarity of a
Apparently,
diamond.
we looked this up.
All right.
And then
Look
my
it up.
favorite one. Well, you want to use that in a VVS in a sentence or?
I don't know.
I don't put you on the spot,
I
Jerry.
can't really think of any way to use it, like other than.
He can't do it in a PG-13 version.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. One of my favorite, which I've used and gotten blank stares, of course, is provolone.
Oh, you have used that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Are we talking about cheese?
Yeah.
Jerry, what are we talking about, Jerry?
Yeah, the
the
cheese,
scratch?
the dough. I heard it from a song too, and I was like, this is a good word to be using now, because I was like, this is groovy, you know, like this. Yo, where's the provolone at? You know, the cheese, the money.
Yeah.
The
So I've-
money.
Why isn't it like Swiss or Gouda or,
The
you know?
provolone.
It could have been, but I heard provolone, and I was like, that's it. That's the new word.
And then moving on, Jerry, I've learned a lot. Have you guys learned a lot,
You know-
Todd?
Do you know that if I use any of this, my kids are going to shut me down? And Tanner's going to say, don't ever say that again, Mom.
Well, perfect
what's
segue.
gonna happen.
Perfect segue.
That's the whole reason I would do it.
I know. I try to do it. So that's the other thing. The rule I'm not allowed to do is Snapchat. And I wanted to ask Jerry, why is Snapchat so? I mean, it's unreal. Never stops. I don't know if you're.
I'm not invited into my daughter's group. They won't let me in, so I'm.
We just got you onto Twitter. We
Well,
got
no,
you
I've
really
been on.
rolling with
I
it.
have
You've been on
Snapchat,
it.
but I don't have any. I'm
You
like
have
by
nothing?
myself. I can Snapchat myself, and that's about what I can do.
So Jerry, tell us, why is Snapchat so popular amongst the 19, 20, whatever? I don't know.
I think it's just the new thing, you know. Like people barely text, you know. When I'm talking to a snack, they'll be like, "Hey, snap me." I'm like, okay, well, I'd rather have your number. She's like, "No, just snap me." And so it's just like, I don't know. I guess it's just the thing. And
But what's it's like it's weird to get used to somebody you're living with who constantly is taking a selfie of of themselves. It's very odd.
You
It
think you're
is.
wasting a lot of data with all these pictures constantly going back and forth.
Oh,
You know,
no.
you want to say, "Hey, what's up?" and you got to take a picture of yourself and, send. I don't know.
no,
but-
we are, yeah.
But that you have to do it, right? You can't really.
I mean, I think a lot of people are starting to dislike it because of the new updates. You know, the whole face changing.
Well, we
all
don't
that
know because we're
weird
not
stuff.
allowed on it.
Yeah.
It's
You
banned.
don't get
it's
to see
yeah.
it.
What happens if you take this just amazing picture, though, or you grab something just amazing on Snapchat? Doesn't it go away?
Oh, you can save it.
Okay.
Thank
Oh, they added that.
And if you get a funny picture your friend sends, you're like, I'm gonna use this on you later. So just
Mm-hmm.
screenshot it, you know. But
That's the one that. But what if you took the pic?
oh yeah, no, I can still
You can
save it.
still
yeah.
save it.
Mhm. That's a recent update.
And then
Recent update.
okay, that's
It's
still a
bad.
mystery. What do you think the next thing, Jerry? Have you seen any other fads coming through other than Snapchat?
Nah, I mean I'm usually on Twitter and Snapchat. Twitter to get all my funny vids, you know. I like to laugh. Follow a lot of videos, you know.
Yes, funny follow Jerry Flores, and it's rated sometimes. So I try not to follow the kids because then they get into a whole nother
cramps
world.
their style.
Well, here's a
Lastly,
tidbit
Jerry,
for you.
real quick, text language. I'm constantly battling. I don't know what they're trying to tell me when my children text me abbreviations I'm not aware of. So like RN, what the hell is that?
Right now,
Okay.
Right, it's not a nurse, apparently.
Apparently. What are some other ones? I mean, because we got the IDK, I don't know. Okay, BT Dubs, by the way.
Well, there's IK too.
What's that?
I know.
Oh, okay.
So it's IDK or IK.
Oh, my God. Tim Boyle is teaching me a text. That's
Wow,
Yeah.
Tim.
Hey,
Wow, look
once
at
in
you.
a while I come up with something.
So any other ones off the top of your head that like most use all the time?
I mean, yeah, send that Addy, you know. Well, like I remember saying that to my dad, and he was like, "What do you mean Addy? I don't have any Adderall. I don't have drugs." I'm like, "No, like the address. I don't know where your
What's the Addy?
Yeah,
The
What's
Addy.
the Addy?
yeah, the address." But like he was like, "We don't do drugs here. What are you talking about?" No, where do Grandma and Grandpa live? You know, come
Just
on.
need the Addy. Come on, Dad.
Or
Okay.
I said I'm a come through, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm gonna come through. It's just
You're gonna. That's when he
He's
was
just dropping a
trying.
few
He was
letters.
coming over to the house, and he
Yeah.
says, "I'm a coming through." And I literally like took the thing over to Annabelle. I was like, "What does this mean? Is he okay?
You explain this to me?
Is he
It's
okay?
like talking to an Australian. They like cut off all their words, and
Hey, do
you
they have
can't hear in
captions?
Australia. So this is. Do
They
they
have
what?
closed captions? Maybe the adults, maybe we need closed captions for the text languages.
I think you're right.
Might be a new way to communicate.
All right, Words with Jerry. Thank you, man. That's just that is a sample right there. I don't know if it's just a taster teaser. That's just a little Jerry has so many
You
more
know
words.
what the new thing should be is the iPhone should auto-correct it for you. If you do the IDK, it should boom, I don't know, or whatever you're
Oh, On My Way
popping
does
in.
that. If you do
OMG.
OMY, it autocorrects to On My Way, or OMW, excuse me.
It does?
Yes.
Oh, well, see, somebody thought of it before I did.
Yeah.
That's the story of my
somebody's way
life.
ahead of you. They're already making money.
Okay. This has been educational. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry's going to stick around with us.
Thanks, Jerry.
We're happy to do that. When we come back, it's the news
The
from
news.
Bernalicious,
There's been some news.
Argentina style when we come back.
There's no style.
Can I get your attention? Anybody? I've got a lot to say. I've got a line to get off of my chest. Pass me the microphone. I know you're sitting on the edge of your seat.
Hey, listen, speaking of Stormy Daniels.
Well, no, don't
No,
speak
no,
of it
no.
now. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about it in a minute.
Oh, hey. So here's a tidbit. My
What?
daughter's going to start STSBN Snapchat.
There you go.
Oh.
She should.
Can I be in this
Nice.
group?
I have
Probably
to do
not.
it because
We're probably
she
banned.
said everybody follows it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know.
We need to be in as a
Actually,
as a author or whatever, so we can Snapchat stuff
Yeah.
on it.
okay. Are we
Oh,
back?
that's all I get from you?
I think
We're trying
that's
to keep it rolling.
that's solid.
That's
It
huge.
is solid. Oh, you mean from?
No, it's solid. That's a solid.
It's a good move. I'm excited about it. Maybe I'll be allowed to do it.
You will be.
Today's episode is brought to you in part by Outdoor Biz Podcast with Rick Says. The outdoor industry, it's big, and there's a lot of pub right now about the outdoor industry.
On the jury that if we convicted this guy, he would be the first guy to be on the 3 strikes.
Really?
Yes.
Did you convict him?
We price increase
Yeah.
in Taiwan is causing a shortage, and I would agree with that. I mean, this story just makes me want to go to Costco right now and stock up, because apparently that there's a shortage on some of the components or whatever something that
Is it the
goes
little,
into
is it the little
the
cardboard
toilet
piece
paper.
that that little cardboard piece that you're supposed to replace or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. It
Is
doesn't
that the-
say
Did
that.
they have toilet paper in Argentina?
Yeah, but it was weird.
Is it? Is it like
had
a weird color?
Weird.
or-
No,
How?
it's not exactly. It's not Charmin soft.
Okay.
And we had a bigger problem with just the toilet not flushing.
Oh, yes, you told that. There's
So
not
that
a
was
lot
a
of
little-
fun stories, by the way. I needed some fun stories. But
Anyway,
in a house full of fantastic females, toilet paper, if you're out of toilet paper, man, that
It's
is
a problem.
DEFCON 1.
I had to
That
go to
is-
Costco today to get
Did
toilet
you
paper.
really?
Yes.
Did you see Tracy?
I did not, because she's sick.
Every time you go, you see Tracy.
Or Fern.
I'm not kidding.
Fern.
If the apocalypse happens, I'm getting toilet paper.
That
I'm
is-
bringing that to the compound.
That's a good
I
point.
promise.
That's
okay?
going to be your contribution.
Yes, because that would be horrible to run out of. Okay, moving along. All right. And so, Channel 6 in Florida, they're this poor guy, or maybe not. He got caught, so I guess it is this poor guy. This poor airline crew member, he decided that he'd bring in 9 pounds of cocaine strapped in
Wait, he was
bags
an
to
airline
his legs.
employee?
Yeah,
9 pounds of cocaine?
9 pounds.
That seems like a lot.
It does.
It does seem like a lot to
What's
me.
the
More
street
than an
value of
evening's
that?
worth.
That's a lot.
What's that?
It's more than the evening's work.
That is, I feel like you're right. That is more than an evening's
Yeah,
worth.
that's
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like hundreds of people.
Yeah, he was arrested by customs because apparently they found the 4 packages under his pants.
What do you think he was thinking, though? He's like, no one will notice?
Did the canine catch him?
Oh, when we were traveling, those dogs are on it. They have the
Oh,
little
yeah.
canine right there going down the line, and then if they get even the guy, there was a guy in front of us, and there was like kind of an odd sniff, and he took him right back around. That dog. It was really interesting.
They don't mess around.
No.
Okay, but I don't think he had cocaine. We moved along.
Okay.
Okay, and so I'll wrap
I
up the
thought
news.
that story was better than it was.
Okay. Well, I'll wrap this up, and we're going to talk about the fact that, you know what? Baseball season starts on Thursday.
I know.
Is that
I was going to
opening
bring that
night?
up.
Yes, we're going to talk about it because this groundskeeper from the White Sox, do you know that he's been in prison for 23 years because he was wrongfully charged of a rape and murder? And so he got out last November. He used to be a White Sox groundskeeper, and they've hired him back.
No way. That's a great story.
That's
I
great.
know. I liked this story.
Hopefully he'll get a settlement.
23 years
for,
that he's been in prison. And then in
God,
November,
that's unbelievable.
the DNA evidence, it showed that he was not the guy. And
I
so they let him
mean-
out, and they cleared his name, and now he has his job back. And he worked with 3 guys that one of them is retired now, but 2 of his old buddies are still working there, and they welcome him back with open arms, and they're kicking off the season on Thursday.
I'm surprised it took 23 years because we've had DNA for a long time.
Yeah,
You'd
but if
think
you
it would've
can't get
been-
anybody to look at your case,
Yeah, it took 23 years for that.
Finally.
I mean, that's
Man.
I think that's possible, though.
bitterness.
Yeah,
The understatement of bitterness. All right.
yeah. Anyway,
Fern, nicely
that's the
played.
news.
Well
All right.
done.
Well
That's
done.
VVS Diamonds right there. Is that right? Did I do that right, Jerry?
No, but
Okay.
it works. It works.
Damn it. We'll be back. We're going to call Scottsdale, Arizona, and Don Oshman with our Yiddish word of the
Better get
week
your phone
when we
hooked
come
up.
back.
He's like,
He's
what the
being
hell did I get
slightly
myself
amused.
into?
Well, now you get to pick. You get to see if you can guess the word of the week.
Yeah, you got all these new words. See if you can speak Yiddish.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Oh, wait.
Explain some Yiddish.
Okay. All right, we record. Oh, buzz. That was a buzz feed. Oh, that's not good. That's not happy. There's sadness. Sadness in my ears. Boy, we really cleared this place out. Okay, whoa.
My crew's still
That's
all here.
way
Loud.
super
Loud.
Turn your phone down. All right. No, it's
But-
got to be. You have to have some volume, like halfway.
It didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's still super loud.
Can you hear him?
Loud.
Really
I haven't
loud.
dialed in yet.
Okay, try it.
It's
It's super loud in our headphones, though. Crazy loud.
That's
There
better.
you go.
That was a little better.
Does it sound right?
A lot of background.
that's better.
Yiddish Central, can you hear us? You can hear me.
Awesome. How you doing?
Dawn.
That's bad. Oh, he just went away, Donnie.
Okay,
How-
something. So no, he's still there.
Okay,
Oh,
now that's better.
Okay, there you go, Donnie.
Yeah, but he's not there because I don't have him.
Can you hear me, Dan? Dan Kirshner.
He can hear you.
Yeah, he can hear me. He can.
Is that going down?
There we go. That's better.
Is that going down?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
definitely
better.
going
That's
down.
good.
Oh, that's much better.
that's much
oh,
nicer.
yeah,
Okay, hold
Todd.
on. So what I'm wondering is.
Don, why don't we let Donnie talk?
Hold on. Here we go again. Hold on.
You hear me over there?
There we go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
we can
Hold
hear
on.
you, Don. How you
Yep,
doing?
That's good.
Hold on.
Good.
Keep
All
talking.
right.
Where have you been for the last month?
Well, my son wouldn't put me on the air.
Yeah,
I had to
I
go to
know.
somebody else.
He wouldn't
went
put
to Mad
anybody
Dog
on the
Radio.
air.
I went to Mad Dog Radio.
Oh, you've got a new gig, huh?
Yeah.
We found some. We were doing Mormon words for the last month, Don. But now you're back in the rotation.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
we-
remind me Mormons when you get done here because I got something good for you.
Dad, how you doing? Everyone asked you how you doing. How you doing? We have a new. Tracy is sick today. She's got bubonic, a little touch of the bubonic. So no TracyJansen.com, but we have Jerry
By the way,
Flores.
the missus told me that how you doing comes from the show Friends with Joey.
Yeah, how you
Oh,
doing?
yeah. How you doing?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. How you
That's
doing?
right.
Joey perfected that.
Well, he
That's-
just kind of changed the flavor of it a little bit.
Now, Jerry, do
I
you
never
ever
he gave
use,
it flavor.
do you ever use that line like, "Hey, how you doing?" No,
He doesn't even know what that is.
I feel like
Talk about
something-
inflection.
that's right.
I feel like it's something.
Anyway,
New
I'm going to
York people
change the
use.
Yiddish word
New
for
York
tonight,
people,
yeah.
tonight when we discuss
Oh.
that.
What?
changing
You're
the
gonna
word?
change it? Wait,
We call it an audible.
Yes.
that's not in your contract.
This is happening
I
like
know,
right
I
and
know.
left tonight. I totally took over the news, and now Don's taking over the word.
All right, what's this week's Yiddish word of the week? And again, we don't have Tracy, who literally lives every word of this.
Well, she could call up, She could call in.
We don't have the technology. We barely got you on.
Okay. The Yiddish word
Okay,
of
Don,
the week
this wasn't barely.
is Machaya.
Machaya. Oh, okay.
Machaya.
I see where you went there. Okay, I'm going to approve that one.
Maklaya?
Machaya.
Machaya.
Oh, Machaya.
A Machaya. It's a
Don't
Mach-
forget the chach.
Yeah. Cover your glass, Jerry. A lot of spit with this one. It's a Machaya.
Is it a drink? Is it like a vacation drink?
That's a good guess, Fern.
Like with an umbrella
What?
in it?
Go ahead, Fern. Tell it again.
Oh, I said a vacation drink, like one with the umbrella in it, and it's got some froth on
What'd
the
she
top.
say? I can't hear.
Oh.
She said it's a drink like a vacation drink. I got to guess.
Can you
But
hear?
that's close.
Can you hear, Don?
That's got to be close.
Yeah?
So she says,
What
is,
do-
it a
what do you guess?
is it a vacation drink? Is it a drink called a Machaya? I'd like
no,
a
that's
Machaya.
I know a place called the Mackay Bar, but that's not it.
That's damn close. You get half a.
Can I have half a point?
Yeah, no. Now we got humming going, buzzing.
You got humming?
We got all kinds of stuff. Okay, there you go. Tim.
I think it's like a hiatus, like a break, a vacation.
Oh, that's good
Machaya.
too.
Yeah.
You are our leading scorer right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. In the
I'm
clubhouse.
hoping to keep that lead.
Are you
right
pulling
now.
ahead because Tracy's not here to give you a challenge?
Oh, Tracy, she's right there. But
That's what I'm
hey, if you
saying.
call in sick, then
Jerry Flores, our special guest tonight. You have a guess for the Yiddish word of the week, Machaya?
All I can think of is what comes to mind is the church.
like a messiah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Messiah? Excellent. Todd, do you have any guesses?
Well, here in Snohomish we have Klahaya. So Bakaya, maybe that's like Jewish celebration of like cutting wood or something. Do they
No.
cut wood? Do you use wood?
It's not. It's not from the Jewish Indian tribe either.
Jewish Indian tribe.
The Native
Now
American.
you're claiming the Indians were Jewish.
Jewish Native Americans.
Scott claims everybody's Jewish, so
The Jewish
I
Native
know where he
Americans
gets
were
it now.
Dad, what is? I'm dying on the edge of our seats here. Machaya, what does it mean?
Okay. If you're dying of thirst, and you come into a bar and you have an ice cold beer, and you drink it and you go, Machaya.
That's a
Or-
Machaya.
Or you're going on vacation and you want to go to the beach and you get the launch, the chair, and you get the towel and you get everything in the gorgeous day, and you sit back in your chair, look up at the sun, at the ocean, and you say, Machaya.
It's a Machaya in Hawaii. That's what
Basically,
we
if
used
you combine Fern and I's answers, we had it.
I think we were so
and
close.
Jerry's and
I said
Jerry's.
celebration.
Yes.
What did they say?
I said
All three, all four.
It takes a village here.
That is
I think I get like a quarter credit.
quarter credit.
Half. I'm taking half.
I'm taking half.
Well, you
too.
know what? You know what,
Too many apps.
Okay, you're out.
Dad. I got to tell him what Carter Bradshaw said in high school to me about credit. He said, Scott, I said, Mr. Bradshaw, can I have some extra credit? And he goes, extra credit? You don't even do the regular credit.
True story.
Uh-oh.
All right,
We
Dad.
lost him.
No,
I'm
all
out.
right.
No,
What
he's
happened?
there.
I love you, Dad. Thank
We're
you.
gone.
What, you lost
All right,
yourself?
crew, enjoy.
Yeah, we're gone.
All right.
Oh, that's
See
gotta
ya.
be
Bye.
him.
I'm out.
Bye.
Fern and I are out.
Like I got
I can
unplugged.
hear him
Oh,
good.
there. Now we're back.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
that
it's
is
something with that.
That is super sensey poo. We've got
Fern
like
and I
17
were, like, cut
things
off.
into.
I was cut off.
That was a good one, though.
That
That
was
was.
great.
Still in?
That was great.
True
Now
story
we're
there.
here.
Carter Bradshaw.
You don't. That sounds like a teacher something would say to Tanner.
God,
You
Mr.
don't
Bradshaw, can
even
I
do
get some
the
extra
regular
credit?
credit.
Extra credit.
That was a high school teacher
Yeah,
that
he
said
was
that?
so great. He was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Oh gosh.
Hey, were
okay.
those glasses expensive?
Yeah, because they got the,
Try by fi.
the
Well, we were just out looking at glasses, and I noticed a little white strip across it, and I think that's got to be extra.
it was.
You know
I was-
Scott's extra.
I was gonna
Come
get
on.
the regular.
Scott
but
is
he was
all
such a-
extra.
Now I'm all braggadocious about the glasses. We went out and I'm like, yeah, and I tell him the price and I'm all excited and Tim's like, well, Mindy just got like 3 pair for $30. or
She
something.
did, like on the internet. She went to Costco to get her prescription, and there's this website you can go and they'll do like 30,
Well, here's
30
the
bucks
funny
or
thing we
something.
found out is that a lot of the doctors don't want to give you the prescription.
Oh, sure they
Why?
don't. Yeah.
Oh,
because
yeah.
because they don't want you going and taking it.
Elsewhere.
It's like going in and trying on a pair of shoes at Nordstrom and ordering them online at Amazon or something.
Okay,
It's
so
the same concept.
should I do an STSPN read?
Well, I'm going to do the tires. I'm going to call Bickford because there's we were going to put 35 inches on Josh's Bronco, and I can get them on Amazon for like $186 a piece. I'm going to get Bickford to match them. Kevin
Really?
will do it.
That's
Yeah.
the consumer taking charge, Jerry. Okay. Should I do this or not?
You can do a quick. Yeah, do half of it.
It's a lot of words.
Touche.
No, there's never too many words for. I was giving him a break on that, but there's never too many words for
Not-
STSPN.
Are we back?
We are, but we're way
We're
back.
always back. STSPN. I'm out of pride. STSPN.com. I've been saying it a few times. And our Twitter just out of control. Thousands and thousands of
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah, it's just
it's
crazy.
ridiculous, isn't it?
And it's got to be halfway accurate because the numbers go up and down. And then when no offense, now I'm not taking sides, but you notice the girls' sports they're way lower. So it's just not like some anomaly where they're hitting me with its huge numbers.
Jerry,
Look,
you watch
they're
some
on-
stuff on the
on
Twitter machine, don't you?
purpose.
Huge numbers.
On the Twitter. You ever watch anything on
Twittersphere?
Twitter? On Twitter, any videos, any
Periscope.
live streaming stuff like sports or anything when it comes through?
Not really.
Okay. Thanks, Jerry, for
Okay,
being
anyway,
on.
moving
Come on,
along.
Jerry.
All right.
Your source for live streaming sports, so you can watch high school sports live on any device or college, 2-year college, and actually all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
So
you got to cross that word out.
yeah,
Remember,
I
can't
know.
Use that
2-year college.
Yeah.
Yep, NWAC. STSBN.com. Thousands of games on demand. And also, you can Twitter now. You can go Twitter on demand, YouTube. It doesn't matter. STSBN. Spring sports. We got lacrosse. A big survey you did. Lacrosse is people want that. And then we have some baseball. We got to do a little
42% or
base.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
44
Out of 48. That's good. That's really good. It's time now for as we wrap up here, Something About Nothing podcast. So the first one is the big march that was on Sunday. Anybody here go for Our Lives March? Isn't that the name of it?
Did
Is that
we
wrong?
I was there.
You were
Yeah.
covering it. STSPN covered it.
We were live down there.
I marched down to Haywire.
Oh, did you go to they're open on Sunday?
Why, yes, they are.
Is that new?
I don't know.
I
Were
love
you
that.
there for
Haywire.
What's Haywire?
Haywire is a great
They offered
brewery.
me a job.
They
Hey.
did?
Give them a
Nice.
shout out.
Dairyland did.
I wanted to
They
try and
want me-
record them.
Yes,
or
we should
record there,
totally-
but they were only
Oh,
open
yeah.
Friday nights.
They have a great. No. They're open Friday night, all Saturday and
Oh,
Sunday.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we had a great time, and they had the games going on and the fireplace going because it was cold in there. And yeah,
Where is that?
It's right
Um,
down the road.
it's out like on your way to Monroe.
Oh.
It's
There-
a barn. It's literally a barn. You didn't
is.
used to milk cows there when you were a
Yeah,
kid?
yeah,
For
It's a
real?
dairy farm.
for real. And the baby calves were in the barn
Wow.
where the brewery is.
Anyway,
Awesome.
gun control the march. Do you guys? My question here is: do you think because
No.
of? Okay, I guess we can move on to the next.
All
one.
right. Well,
Let me guess what the question was. Do you think because of all this action, there's going to be some huge change?
no, I agree with Todd on this. Weirdly,
Not because I don't believe in it, because I like some of those laws. I mean, even us people that carry, we're strapped most of the time. I can't argue 21. I can't
Yeah.
argue it. I cannot argue that.
And this is the first time a president's actually wanted to do something about it, which, I know the liberals are going to have a hard time with that, but at least Trump wants to. They are. At least Trump wants to do something about it. He's got like 4 things that he's named.
Right,
that he
but
wanted
he
to do.
came off hard on him. Then he came back. He swung back again, which is common. But what are they actually going to do about it? Then you get into the Congress, and then you get into money, and then you get into complicated issues and complicated decisions for people who
Yeah,
might
but
want it.
that's
And even
history.
97% or the large majority, gun owners or not, say this is actually makes sense. It's making sense, common sense law.
Now, keep in mind the state of Washington can do something about it, too. Like Florida already
did
some things. The state of Washington and California's got some real strict gun rules. It's really hard to get a concealed weapons permit in California. It's very difficult. So the state of Washington can impose some restrictions themselves.
And they have some things going on down there. Jerry, do you have any thoughts on this at all?
I mean, I
Guns
think,
are bad.
I mean, I could live without a gun. I don't really care much for them, but I think they should make it really hard to get a gun. If you really want one, make them really want it, and obviously, do a whole bunch of background checks and all that. But I'm not super educated on this kind of subject.
Well, no, you are in the fact that you were coming over. You were talking about. I was like, "What's going on with so and so?" We were talking about you're trying to be careful, friends groups, and then you're like, "Yeah, there's some people doing some weird, like young kids, like packing gun." You're like, "Why?" Like you were talking to me the other night. You're like, "Why?" I don't understand. Like they're getting into some weird stuff.
I mean, I don't know. It's just music influence, maybe. I don't know. Everybody's different. I think
Yeah,
we
but
talk.
you love rap music. So tell me you're not carrying a gun.
Nah.
A lot of the rappers are packing. What are you talking about?
Well, a lot of humans are packing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, but I feel like rappers are packing mostly for protection, though, because they're really big, and a lot of people,
That's why their
don't.
bodyguards would be packing. I think they're packing because they want to have notoriety.
It looks cool to be packing.
All right. No other thing. We don't think this is going to stick.
I don't know if I would necessarily say that. I think something's going to happen. I'm hoping some of these things happen. Here's a perfect example. Any jackass can go down and buy, like they're 18 or whatever. You can go down and buy an assault rifle. We couldn't get a rescue dog because we didn't pass the background check. And,
I remember that.
and it's like we'd be the ideal dog owners.
I might have had something
Yeah,
to do
but
with
you
that.
can't. Wait. I want to step in here. I gotta say, you can't. There's a plethora, and that's a really big
That
word for
is
me.
a plethora.
There
Big
is a
words
plethora
tonight,
of
Todd.
things that you can use that argument for. So even though if you are here illegally, you can get a driver's license. There's a lot of things that don't make sense where even the gun laws don't really make that much sense. I'm just saying that I think they should start with the age restrictions and the background checks before they start taking the right away. I mean, I realize
agree.
that,
I agree with that.
that seems like a good compromise to me.
Access and then make it really hard, and then you got to make the consequences pretty steep. And a lot of major retailers, in fact, recently Fred Meyer, which is a 140 store, 150 store local store in this area.
Did they pull their guns?
They're pulling their gun counters.
Did they really?
Yep. So Dick's Sporting Goods
Dick's.
all over the country, very controversial. At some
Walmart,
point.
I think, did some changes. Now, I don't think some of them didn't pull their guns completely. They pulled like assault rifles.
Yes.
And, yeah.
But
Which is great. That's a great start. Now, the only problem with that, and keep in mind, I think it's great that they did that. All it's going to do is benefit the other joker, the other store that's keeping their assault rifles. It's kind of like they're just going to push that business to them.
Well,
it's still a sacrifice on their part.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a sacrifice it is. I think a lot of these guys were looking for a reason to dump that. I've been to Walmart's gun thing. I've never, ever seen anybody at their counter, ever, when the store's packed.
Well, it was a big deal for
Fred Meyer.
Dick's.
Most of their stores don't carry guns anyway.
A lot of them don't.
The one here in
So-
Snohomish does.
They do?
Yes, I've been
They
to
don't
it.
up in Mill Creek.
They don't down here on 132nd or whatever that is, 128th.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the one up at Snohomish Station does.
So I applaud them if whatever they're going to do, but I think that also I think the danger is that businesses are starting to become really quick reactive to social
yes.
things.
So there's
and
two.
I'm not sure that's always a good thing because whatever's
People overreact a lot. And
Well, because that's the nature of the information wave and how we, it's 24 hours news cycle. Now it's like a 10-minute news cycle.
Hey, take a second to promote something about nothing so that I can save it on that.
Something About Nothing podcast. We are absolutely smoking right now. I mean, we took some time off. I've replayed one of our best one, Fern's line. That's my money. That's my money. It's growing huge. So share it, like it. We're on Spotify, by the way, which is
Well,
nice.
this is going to go up in 360 so they can see what it's like to produce it.
Get
Check
on the
it out,
bandwagon.
STSBN.com. The Karen Company produced the Something About Nothing podcast. What's the show about? When you ask people what's the show about, what do you say, Fern? I know you've shared it twice, but what do you say?
I say it's something about nothing.
What's the show
I really
about?
do. That's
You're
what I
the
say.
one who created it.
I know, but I mean that's what I say. It's like we talk about. I said we talk about life.
Jerry's been here for. What do you think this show's about, Jerry?
Jerry's like, I do not know what these old folks are talking
I haven't
about.
figured it out yet.
I mean, reading the title, Something About Nothing, is just like talking about topics that really mean nothing, but the topics are kind of, some of them I think are pretty big, important,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
We were trying to hit both sides, ridiculous
oh no,
and
Yeah.
not as ridiculous.
it's
All right,
Perfect.
moving
Go
on.
back to your thing, whatever.
Stormy
Hey, good
Daniels.
job, Jerry.
60-minute
Ooh.
interview. Stormy Daniels.
Oh, yeah, that's
Depending on what day.
This is a hot topic.
Either porn star or adult
She's
movie.
a porn star.
But they
We don't need to
changed,
be
like,
politically correct.
Yeah, I know.
here.
It's funny.
She
even
said
saying-
she's a porn
Yeah.
star.
Yeah. Anyway, so she.
An adult filmmaker.
Entertainer.
Whatever. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I'm a dancer, not a stripper.
so the.
Can you dance?
No. But I can
And
strip.
you're trying to work your way through college?
Still?
I'm trying.
Pullman's still scarred. Anyway, did you see the interview last night on 60 Minutes?
I did.
I did.
So do we believe her? Because I whether you believe her or don't, you got to go, okay, something happened. Because if he's going to pay somebody the hush money, then
Okay,
you're
so I
basically,
think-
isn't that admitting?
I think the.
But
I
that's
think
not really the point.
The point is he had a one-night stand 12 years ago when he wasn't if she's telling the truth, which I think she might be. They had consensual sex, a one-night
yeah.
stand 12 years ago. He wasn't president. He was in the entertainment industry. I mean, so what?
Yeah, who gives
This
a-
is really between him and his wife, really. Presidents have been doing this since the dawn of time.
That is
Kennedy, Clinton, Eisenhower.
Yeah.
I mean, even the first Bush was accused of it. I mean, this has
I
been
think
going
that was
on
happening
forever.
when they were presidents also.
Exactly.
It's like Kennedy was happening when he was a president.
They had a
Clinton was
secret
when he
door.
was exactly.
But-
so at least we don't have any proof that he's misbehaved in the last year and a half. But
Yeah.
Yet.
I said
Yeah,
in
well,
the
that proof
last
is
year
just
and a
by
half
having
he's still got
Ivanka
time.
with him.
But
He's still got time.
Hey, Scott, it's not like it's not like she was a 21-year-old intern in the Oval Office, you know.
Yeah,
That was bringing in the cigars.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to get some for that. That's
you know, but that's okay. That
I
stuff's
don't,
all
I
okay.
don't
The
well, he's a
media,
rock
than
star
that
for
at
that.
all.
the media gave him a free pass and all this stuff, but
The
They
media-
tried
they
to
wanted. They're
impeach him.
trying to. Well,
They
it
did
didn't
impeach him.
happen.
But I think the bigger story here out of last night, I've heard today, I don't know, I asked you, is that, agreed, like, had the affair, blah, 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 who cares? It's the cover-up. Isn't that more of
What
the...
cover-up?
No.
There's
The-
no cover up.
The fact that he paid...
He doesn't have to admit it. He paid her to shut up. She
She
didn't.
voluntarily took the money.
That's
Right.
right. If she wouldn't have
$130,000.
taken the money.
She quickly signed the agreement.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then she decided, well, I might be able to get more money by talking about it.
Right. But there's the whole election thing where he... That
What?
whole... Do you think
That's
that's
a little bit of a stretch.
That's a stretch?
They're trying to tie, like, okay, well, that might be a campaign violation to pay her off, and I don't know. I think that's a stretch.
Okay.
I think they're really. And then the other thing that came out today is they're going to try to. The rumor is now they're going to try to incorporate this into the Russian collusion
Oh, I
thing
heard that
somehow.
too. I'm
Mueller's
like,
going to get
really?
into the start investigating.
Well, they talked
this
about that on the
too,
piece
and
in
that's-
60 Minutes.
It's like this has nothing to do with that. Well, in the collusion thing, there is no collusion. They can't come up with a shred of anything on the collusion.
We don't know yet. I know you and I have gone back and forth. I don't think
But I
we
hope
know
we can spend
all-
millions of dollars looking into it.
Well, we spend millions of dollars doing other stuff, but I'm telling you,
Right,
I don't
distracting
think,
the
I'm not
FBI
sure
from the.
it is or isn't. Something is coming out at some point, but here's the old thing. Again, tip your cap because no one can believe anything.
That's
So
right.
what,
That's
no
what I
matter
was
what
just going to
comes
say.
out, and by
I mean,
the way, the FBI they don't mean anything. The Justice Department, it's all whoever you want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing really is actual factual
listen,
science.
if Clinton would have won, we would have been on the other side investigating her for all the crap.
Totally.
So
Totally,
I
But
just think
she did a lot of stuff there.
I think it's a,
So
it is
you're
has
not
a lot.
saying he's a choir boy.
No, but nobody
No.
elected.
Oh,
There's
I'm sorry.
probably
That's,
not one
that's
person.
Comey's a choir boy. Sorry.
Hold on. Not one person I bet there's not one person in America that voted for Donald Trump because of how he is as a person.
Absolutely.
Right.
Not
but
one person.
But we are sure, we have the committee as far as where's my money, the hush money from congressional people. We have people getting the Me Too, which is great.
Yeah, but
Stand Up,
that
all those
committee
things.
is stuff that was going on before him.
Understand?
was
I'm
long
saying
before him.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about how do you have to set the amount of rules or what you think the decency or the values or whatever you want to
I
call the
agree.
morality. You can't call it here and then not call it there and then call it here and call it here.
Why they've been doing that for years?
Well, that's
Exactly.
exactly right.
I mean,
so that's the whole
I mean, I want to
point.
say, okay, that's okay. Are we going to use Trump as the guy? Okay, fine. We are now drawing the line, and you have crossed it.
No, they're
'Cause
drawing the line everywhere else. So the question is it going to be draw the line here? And is there anything
Are they
else
really
that's gonna
drawing
come out
it
of
everywhere else?
They've never
I
drawn
think what
the
he's
line.
talking about. I mean,
What do you mean? You have Franken. You have. Let's go down the list of people who no longer have jobs, and they've been
That was a hash.
represented.
That's because that was
Who's
a
the
little
dick
bit
tip guy?
The what?
Who is that? A wiener.
Oh.
How can you
Oh,
even
wiener.
believe that somebody named Wiener is going to text pics of his?
Well, then you had
Wiener?
Edwards. They refer
Wiener.
to the Edwards case.
Well, he actually used campaign money to hush somebody up, or he was having an affair the whole time.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
This is back to the other thing. My other question. We talked about this, Tim. I don't know, Fern. You guys probably don't care, and it's no big deal. It just is what it is. But like the Seahawks, Trump, since we've been off, since we took our little break, I mean, everyone must go because a lot of people, he's made a huge change. I think historically one of the more changes than previous. So Tillerson's out, McMaster's out, a lot of these people just gone. Any thoughts? Does anybody care? I'm
no,
to
I think
the
this
point
is
of
the
no one really
continual
cares.
of cleaning house.
Yeah, I think.
But they're his guys.
Yeah, but he.
So then you find out that they weren't really the guy that he thought they were.
Okay, so you don't have any issue with it.
Nope.
I wish it'd be a little bit more stable. However, he runs it more like a business. When he doesn't like previous administrations and government, you never lose a government job, and he runs it more like a
Maybe
business.
they
where
should
he doesn't
have.
yeah, exactly. He runs it like, hey, he doesn't like the job they're doing, and they're out.
I'm kind of
So-
okay with it.
Hey, I
Yeah.
got some additional things here.
Oh,
Is
go
it time
ahead.
for that?
Sure.
Oh, is this,
It's right here. This is
is this
perfect.
the Todd segment now?
It is.
I was just pulling
Well,
up
they're
the
good ones.
closing
I talked to you
thank
about it. So what does everybody think about pay for the road usage?
No, explain to me. I'm not as caught up
I
on
got
I'm not
the
up on
the
that.
press release today that says that they are rolling out a program now that you will be charged for per mile usage. They haven't decided if it's
Where?
gonna-
I mean, like
Washington
I-5? Are we talking about freeways?
No.
You're going
it's
to
gonna
pay
be-
for it at the gas pump, basically?
No, basically they're going to take away the gas tax supposedly,
That's not going to happen.
right? And this will replace that, so that it's going to be pay to play. You get charged for the amount of road usage you have.
How are
So
they
if
going
you
to do
drive
that?
a lot, you pay more.
Yeah, but how are they tracking it with the infrared RFID? that
No,
they
I
do
think it's
for
going
the
to be
toll
something that's going to
pass?
be into the black box in your computer. It'll tell you exactly how many miles you drove.
Oh, your car.
Yep.
Interesting.
Huh.
But how do they do, if it's a Washington thing, how do they know how many miles? Maybe you did a whole bunch of those miles
Well, you've
in
got
Oregon.
GPS. I think that, I mean, most cars have,
I think they would have to do it by how much gas you're putting in your car.
I have no idea. I know that there's
But
a
All right,
big
what
meeting.
else?
There's a
Yeah,
big-
I don't like it, but what else? You got another one.
The other thing is, they are talking about allowing developers to build large, multi-story condominiums, larger than what are able to be built now, as long as they are next to transit and they don't have parking.
Huh.
No parking, so that they are forced to use transit.
I would be for that, and I would be totally for that if we actually had a decent transit system.
Yeah.
But we don't, so they're forcing people to use some crappy transit system, which I
Especially
don't
Anyway,
like.
those are the two that really jumped off the page to me. I'm not really either way because I run my own business, so I'm fairly local,
Yeah.
and I own my own house, so I'm
You
not
were out
going
in
to
the
buy a condo
burbs.
on the. But
We're
it
on-
is going to affect a lot of people.
Oh, sure. it will.
Yeah. I'm with, if we had an actual transit system, but man, it's going to be hard to make up lost time when you have almost 1 million people coming to a town
We're so
within
far
the last
behind.
3 years.
By the time we get mass transit, it'll be outdated.
Yeah.
It really will.
Can
They'll
I
be
just-
on to something else.
Yeah, and along that line, can I just say that Seattle has voted that we're going to have a new NFL team, or excuse me, an NHL team, but they haven't figured out where we're going to park when we go to the game.
I can go off
So,
on that.
yay!
Great
I was super
point.
excited. My son is so excited. We're going to have. I'm like, Tanner, I wonder where we're going to park.
Well, I'm
How
not
are we even
for
gonna
that
get to the game?
redoing Key Arena because it's a cluster to get in
That's
and
what
out
I'm
of
saying.
there.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's Ballard. It's just a nightmare. If anybody knows this area,
It's worse
I
than
drove down there
Ballard.
today. I didn't think it was too bad.
When the
that's
middle,
because
if you did it
Were
in
you
rush
down there at
hour,
what, like at
Was it-
11 o'clock?
It was at noon.
yeah,
well, yeah.
that's why. You try getting there. I worked down there for a
Todd's like,
while.
it was fine. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah. There's some good bars and restaurants though by Key Arena.
Yeah, you just can't park.
Yeah,
if you
got
could
that
get
going.
there,
You have to walk.
And they expelled a bunch of Russians today, and apparently
How about that?
That's and then now there's retaliation stories and everything else. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes.
And that's a little bit of a contradiction for the libs and the Republicans, because all the libs have been saying, "Oh, he's never going to do anything. He's in bed with Putin. He's never going to do anything about Putin." And now they're expelling some people, so that kind of flies in the face of those theories.
Well, it goes yes, because he has UK and some other countries back, and we'll see.
It's always funny when I watch the news because, like NBC, they were talking about the budget that he passed, right? The 1.3
You watch NBC?
trillion. Well, I get it free. So,
It's mainstream media.
yeah. They talk
It's
about the
free.
budget. They're just off the hook. They're like, oh, he's increased the
trillion
defense spending, and
something.
he increased he got money in there for his wall, which was some small portion, right? That's all they said. Well, there's a huge amount of money in there for infrastructure, but
Well,
they
he has-
kind of conveniently left that out because that would have made him look like, oh yeah, I care about the country. Stupid mainstream media
Mainstream media, I tell you,
and CNN.
and CNN, just shut it down. Don't even have those people.
All of
Don't
them.
care about what they do. They don't try to
Hey,
have accuracy
seriously,
or take pride
if
in
you
their
watch
work
Sky
at
News
all.
or BBC News,
I like
they're actually
BBC
pretty good.
News. Yeah, it's not bad. Anyway,
I don't
all
like
right.
any of it.
You don't have. I only like Fernalicious News.
That's the best news there is, and
Jerry?
it's real.
Thanks for
real.
coming, man.
Yep, thank you for having me.
It's been fun. All right. Thanks to our guests today, my dad and, of course, Jerry. Thank you very much. Featured original throwing band called the Throwing Plates. Play the whole song at the end of the podcast. Just a reminder, it's coming up here soon. Thanks to our sponsors, the Outdoor Biz Podcast. Of course, Fred's Rivertown Ale House, everybody here at stsbn.com. And we are now available on Spotify. Of course, Apple, iTunes, Stitcher. And if you do listen on iTunes, please leave a review. Hey, next week, we're getting back to somewhat of a normal routine. And I'm going to have a great guest that I will come up with maybe tomorrow or the next day. But I've got a great guest that I have confidence. It'll be educational, fun, all around good entertainment. So I'll come up with it as usual. And we are going to feature another fantastic band in the name just so good. The New Chums.
The New Chums.
The New Chums.
I like it.
Out of Phoenix.
Man, I
so
wish Trace was here.
have a great weekend. Big wishes out to Tracy, tracyjansen.com. Hope she gets better. And remember to talk to each other. It could save the universe. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Jerry.
Hey, you like
Todd,
Buck Cherry? I
everybody.
like
The what?
the band Buck Cherry.
I like
Buck
Buck
Cherry?
Cherry.
Cool. That's a cool
Even
name.
Jerry knows Buck Cherry. That scares me.